It's basically just a woman who's, strong and focused and independent, who's going after her goals and dreams, working hard, whether she, trying to move up.
You won't believe what happened when Rasheeda's mother found out about Kirk Frost's actions. This isn't just another drama-filled love and hip-hop story. It's a shocking scandal that no one could have predicted. The truth about what went down between Kirk Frost and Jasmine is about to hit in a big way, and it's going to change everything. Picture this. Rasheeda's mother stepping in, trying to fix things and save her daughter's marriage when things seemed to be falling apart. It wasn't a simple slip-up. It was a betrayal that could tear everything apart. The details of the situation are enough to leave anyone speechless. We've seen Kirk's behavior in the past, his ups and downs with Rasheeda, his attempts to hold their marriage together, and the constant drama that seemed to follow them. But this time, it was different. This wasn't just a couple of bad decisions that could be forgiven or forgotten. No, this was a moment that would change everything between them forever. Rasheeda and her close friends knew Kirk had made questionable choices in the past, but this incident with Jasmine was on another level entirely. It wasn't just some small mistake that could be brushed aside. It was the start of something much bigger, a betrayal that no one saw coming, and one that would put everything at risk. What made this situation even more complicated was the fact that Rasheeda's mother got involved. She stepped in to try and save the marriage when things were clearly out of control. The tension between Rasheeda and Kirk was palpable, and her mother couldn't just stand by and watch her daughter go through this painful betrayal. It became clear that this wasn't just about one person's bad choices anymore. It was about family and trying to protect the people you love. When the truth came out about Kirk and Jasmine, it was like a bomb went off. The betrayal hit everyone hard, especially Rasheeda, who thought she knew everything about her husband. It was more than just a scandal in the media. It was a real-life betrayal that affected their entire family. People around them couldn't believe what had happened, and there was no going back once the truth was out. This scandal wasn't something anyone expected to happen.
Trial, trying to take his freedom from him. My brother was laying in the hospital, and regular things. My son going to court at that time.
In this relationship, Kirk and Rasheeda had already been through a lot, but this time, it seemed like the trust between them was completely shattered. No one could have predicted that Kirk would take things this far, and it left everyone questioning his loyalty and commitment to his family. As the fallout from the night with Jasmine spread, it became clear that this wasn't just a one-time mistake. It was a turning point for Rasheeda and Kirk's marriage. They had to face the reality of what had happened and decide if they could move forward together, or if the betrayal was too much to overcome. For Rasheeda's mother, stepping in was a way to protect her daughter from the heartbreak and emotional toll that this situation was causing. She could see the pain in Rasheeda's eyes and knew that this was something that needed to be addressed before it ruined everything. But even with her support, the damage had already been done, and there was no easy way to fix what had been broken. In the end, what transpired between Kirk and Jasmine wasn't just a scandal. It was a moment that changed everything for Rasheeda, Kirk, and their families. It was a betrayal that left a lasting mark on their relationship, and no matter what happens next, their lives will never be the same again. This isn't just a love story. It's a complicated tale of trust, family, and the painful consequences of actions that can't be undone. In the world of love and hip-hop Atlanta, drama is never too far behind. And when Rasheeda found out that her husband, Kirk Frost, had spent the night with Jasmine, things took a turn for the worse. Jasmine had been stirring up trouble on the sidelines for quite some time, but this moment was the tipping point. If you've been keeping up with the show, you know that Kirk's past is far from clean. He's had his run-ins with the law and hasn't exactly been the perfect husband. His relationship with Rasheeda has been through many ups and downs, and trust me, this latest scandal is on a whole new level. Kirk Frost is known for his wild, unpredictable behavior, and over the years, his actions have added to his reputation as one of the show's biggest troublemakers. From cheating allegations to downright betrayal, Kirk's actions have often put a strain on his marriage with Rasheeda. But despite everything, Rasheeda has always stuck by him. She's tried to forgive him for his mistakes, even though time and time again, he's made questionable decisions that would shake any relationship to its core. The trust between them has been tested repeatedly, and though things have gotten tense at times, nothing has quite matched the chaos that has recently unfolded. One of the reasons this situation has blown up so much is because Kirk has a history of messing up, and it's taken a toll on his marriage. Rasheeda has had to deal with betrayal in many forms, and although it's never easy to forgive, she's always given Kirk the benefit of the doubt. But when you've been lied to over and over again, it becomes harder and harder to move past the hurt. This latest drama with Jasmine was just too much for Rasheeda to handle, especially after all she's been through with Kirk in the past. What makes this even more complicated is the fact that, despite all of Kirk's flaws, Rasheeda still loves him. She's been loyal to him throughout their marriage, even when things haven't gone smoothly. Many people watching the show probably wonder why she stays with him, especially when his behavior has caused so much pain. But Rasheeda has always been a strong woman who believes in fighting for her marriage. She's faced all sorts of challenges. And even though she's had her doubts, she's tried to keep things together for the sake of their family and their love. However, the constant drama and Kirk's repeated mistakes have begun to wear her down. At some point, enough is enough, and it seems like this new betrayal might be the breaking point. Rasheeda has had to defend her relationship in front of the cameras and the world, but it's clear that things are reaching a boiling point. No one could blame her if she decided she's done trying to fix a relationship that has repeatedly been broken. It's one thing to deal with a few mistakes here and there, but when your partner keeps making the same mistakes, trust and love begin to fade. Kirk's unpredictable nature is what makes him so hard to figure out. On one hand, he can be charming and caring, but on the other, his actions often show a complete lack of regard for the people who care about him most. This is what makes him one of the most complicated characters on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. His ability to get himself into messes time after time is almost impressive, but it's also heartbreaking for Rasheeda, who constantly has to deal with the fallout of his behavior. This time, things feel different. The fact that Jasmine, someone who has been stirring the pot for a while, played a role in this latest scandal has only added fuel to the fire. Jasmine's presence in Kirk and Rasheeda's life has never been a positive one, and now that she's involved in yet another betrayal, it feels like there's no way back from this. For Rasheeda, it's not just about Kirk making another mistake, it's about the fact that this mistake is tied to someone who's been creating chaos in their lives for so long. It's understandable why Rasheeda is struggling with forgiveness at this point. She's been through so much with Kirk, and every time she thinks things might finally be okay, he does something to tear their relationship apart. The trust that's been built up over the years has slowly been chipped away by his actions, and now, it seems like there might be no more second chances left. Rasheeda's journey has been full of heartache, but it's also been about resilience and strength. She's had to deal with betrayal, lies, and constant drama, but she's always tried to rise above it. Now, however, she might be at a point where she needs to put herself first. It's clear that she's a woman who values loyalty, but loyalty should go both ways. At the end of the day, if someone keeps breaking your trust, you have to ask yourself how much more you're willing to take. In the end, Kirk's actions may have pushed Rasheeda to the edge. This might be the moment where she finally decides she's done with the lies and the chaos, and that she deserves better than someone who keeps making the same mistakes over and over. Whether this marks the end of their relationship or not remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, Rasheeda has been through a lot, and it's about time she starts thinking about what's best for her, not just for Kirk. But Kirk never really realized that his behaviors still convey a different message, and now has passed an unavoidable boundary. In the most recent chapter of this drama, Rasheeda's mother is taking the stand like never before. No more silent observation, no more giving Kirk the benefit of the doubt. One thing is for sure, though, Rasheeda's mother isn't the type to keep quiet when her family is being attacked. She has seen perks and, let's just say, her patience has worn thin. Doubt arises when she finds out what Kirk did, but as things become heated, the plot takes an unexpected turn. No one expected Jasmine to play such a big role in the upheaval, but she has been making drama in the love and hip-hop scene for long. She has had her share of issues with the group and controversies. In this world of strained relationships and familial strife, Jasmine has always been an outsider, but now she finds herself at the heart of it, and Kirk enters the picture in what may be the most startling moment of all. But Kirk spends the night with Jasmine. Yes, he stays with her. And the worst part is that, based on the information that gradually came to light, this was a deliberate choice that helped shape Kirk and Rasheeda's relationship. The shocking part, though, is that when Rasheeda's mother finds out, chaos breaks out. This isn't just another cheating scandal, this is a family feud that no one saw coming. Kirk. We all know that Kirk Frost has a history of making questionable decisions regarding his marriage, but this time is different as we watched him get himself into one mess after another. This time, it wasn't just another casual comment, it was a full-blown betrayal that would rock the entire world of love and hip-hop. Rash's mother is ready to act as though she's had enough and isn't holding back. Looking back on that night out shouldn't have occurred. According to people close to the situation, Kirk thought he could keep everything under control and that a casual get-together with Jasmine, who has been involved in the drama for some time, would be harmless enough. He probably didn't think much of it as just another night to relax, but this is where things took a turn and became much more complicated than he could have ever imagined. The night wasn't just about talking more drinking, it ended with them spending the entire. The most shocking part of this whole situation is that Kirk was not aware that Roz's mother was already on high alert and wasn't going to just turn a blind eye, play nice, or act like everything was fine. Let me tell you, this wasn't just a casual slip-up or a small mistake. It was the kind of decision that would permanently alter the course of his marriage and would come back to haunt him in the most unexpected way. Okay, so when she found out about the night Kirk spent with Jasmine, she had been closely monitoring Kirk for years, observing his every action, particularly his interactions with Jasmine, and she had her suspicions. Let's just say that Rasheeda's mother isn't the kind to disregard her intuition. She had witnessed enough to know that something wasn't right, and she wasn't going to sit back and allow her daughter's marriage to suffer further harm. So she did something nobody saw coming and she kicked Kirk out of. You could be wondering about the home. You are correct, but after years of Kirk's deceit and betrayal, this was the final straw for Rasheeda's mother, who couldn't stand by and watch as Kirk continued to ruin her family. She wasn't going to let him keep control of the situation, so as soon as she found out what had happened, she knew something had to be done, so she took matters into her own hands regarding Kirk's betrayal. Everyone was stunned by this event for years. When it came to Kirk's affair with Jasmine and his repeated disrespect for Rasheeda, there was no more standing by. What happened next wasn't something anyone had expected either. This wasn't just another instance of infidelity in the love and hip-hop story. Rather, it was much deeper. Rasheeda's mother had watched Kirk come and go, and while she didn't always agree with his behavior, she kept her distance. The most bizarre part was that when Rash's mother discovered that Kirk had been making poor choices and that she was sick of seeing her daughter suffer, sick of Kirk's broken promises, and most importantly, sick of his obvious disrespect, she didn't simply give Kirk a piece of her mind and tell him to leave. Oh no, it was much more dramatic than that. She acted right away. The mother of Rasheeda was not going to allow Kirk to get away with this. She was tired of the deception, infidelity, and everyone involved was shaken by her daughter putting up with this man's antics. Kirk wasn't just involved in a scandal this time. He was being held accountable, and it was a family member, not Rasheeda, who made the final decision. After learning of Kirk's infidelity, she didn't think twice about telling him to pack his things and leave the house. Trust me when I say that this wasn't a decision made lightly. The tension had been building for a long time, and even though Rasheeda's final decision was made, she had always had her mother by her side, and she had seen Kirk cross the line too many times. This affair with Jasmine wasn't just another mistake, it was the last straw. There had been too many unanswered questions, too many broken promises, and too much hurt. But things get interesting because Rasheeda's mother wasn't just upset with Kirk for cheating, she was also upset with the way he treated her daughter during the link between Kirk and Rasheeda has had some significant ups and downs with Kirk, but this time the betrayal reached a whole new level and is set to drastically alter things. The true issue is how she manages all of this. What happens when you're caught in the between of a family feud and an affair scandal? Rasheeda's mother had seen the highs and lows of their relationship for years, but this time it was personal, and she wasn't going to let her daughter suffer any longer. It rocked his family, stirring things up, causing the drama that nobody saw coming, and ignoring the harm she has caused. Such a stand before and the fans are consuming it. The whole situation has become even more personal for the viewers as they watched a mother defend her daughter in a manner that is rarely seen on television. The public is on the edge of their seats trying to predict what will happen next, and they aren't afraid to voice their opinions. However, in situations like this there are no easy answers, and some fans believe that Rasheeda's mother made the right decision after all. It's like watching a slow motion car crash and fans can't look away from every new update and every new post. The tension is building and people are eagerly following along with bated breath, wondering how Rasheeda will react to her mother's actions. Has harmed Rasheeda on several occasions, and it seems like this was the last straw. However, some contend that removing him won't resolve the issue and might actually make it more complicated. The crazy part is that both sides have good points and the argument is only becoming louder as more information becomes available. What will happen next in this ongoing drama? Will Kirk and Jasmine's secret affair be the last straw for Rasheeda and Kirk's marriage, or is there still hope for them to work things out? The truth is that no one knows for certain, but one thing is certain: the storm isn't over yet. In fact, it's just getting started. Explosive revelations at every turn make it seem like we're just getting started. Now let's be honest for a moment. Kirk has betrayed Rasheeda in the past, and it's obvious that his actions have pushed her to the limit. However, this is where things get interesting because in spite of everything, Rasheeda has always shown perseverance and a strong love for her family. The question now is whether that love will be sufficient to overlook the betrayal and the lies, or if the damage has been irreparable. Only time will tell, but the tension between them is high and their marriage is in jeopardy. The dynamics of the family have changed because of Rasheeda's mother's brave stand. Will she continue to
be a strong guardian for Rasheeda, or will her involvement in the
situation cause even more friction? The drama surrounding her actions has only heightened public interest, and fans are eager to see if she will continue to play a significant role in what happens next. Will she continue to hold Kirk accountable, or will she back off now that she's made her point? And we can't forget about Jasmine, whose role in all of this has been contentious from the beginning, and now that Kirk's secret has been revealed, she is at the center of the
controversy. Will she continue to stir things up, or will she fade into the background? Fans are still arguing over whether she is the true villain of the story or just another victim of Kirk's betrayal, but one thing is certain: her presence has complicated things, and as the drama progresses it becomes clear that she won't be able to escape the fallout so easily. What can we expect in the upcoming episodes? There will undoubtedly be more twists, turns, and shocking revelations. This love and hype-up scandal is far from over, and if anything, it's going to get even messier as the stakes rise. You won't want to miss what comes next, because the next chapter of this scandal is coming, and it's going to be one for the books. The drama has only just begun, and you can bet that we'll all be watching to see if Rasheeda and Kirk's marriage survives, or if this is the last chapter of their relationship. Will Reva's mother continue to be the one that keeps her family together, or will her involvement cause irreparable damage? Observe how everything unfolds.